Hello, you're watching Hornbill TV's top stories of the week. And now starting off with this week's top story, the INDIA bloc suffered a major blow when JDU chief Nitish Kumar returned as the Chief Minister of Bihar for the 9th time, hours after he dumped the RJD earlier in the day and joined the BJP-led NDA. Kumar, who resigned as Chief Minister earlier, took oath as the NDA Chief Minister in the presence of BJP National President JP Naga, who flew down to Patna. After snapping ties with RJD, Nitish has now formed the government with BJP and Jitan Ram Manjhi's HAM. The JDU has 43 MLAs while the BJP has 78 and Jitan Ram Manjhi's HAM has 4. Along with Nitish, BJP State Chief Samrat Chaudhary and Vijay Sinha took oath as Deputy Chief Ministers. Samrat Chaudhary, who joined the BJP 6 years ago from the RJD, took over as the State BJP Chief in March 23. He has also been the BJP leader of opposition in the Bihar Legislative Council. In 2014, Samrat planned a split in the RJD by defecting 13 MLAs as a splinter group of the party. He later joined the Bharatiya Janata Party. Vijay Sinha has been the leader of the opposition in the Bihar Legislative Assembly from the Lakhisarai constituency since 2005. He has been the Speaker of the Bihar Legislative Assembly from November 25, 2020 to August 24, 2022. Sinha resigned from his post following a no-confidence motion moved against him by the ruling Mahagathbandhan.
ज्ञान करता हूं कि मैं विधि द्वारा स्थापित भारत के संविधान के प्रति सच्ची श्रद्धा और निष्ठा रखूंगा। मैं भारत की प्रभुता और अखंडता अक्षुण्ण रखूंगा। मैं बिहार राज्य के मुख्यमंत्री के रूप में अपने कर्तव्यों का श्रद्धापूर्वक और शुद्ध अंतःकरण से निर्वहन करूंगा तथा मैं भय या पक्षपात, अनुराग या द्वेष के बिना सभी प्रकार के लोगों के प्रति संविधान और विधि के अनुसार न्याय करूंगा.
Further, Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar said that now he will stay in the National Democratic Alliance forever and will continue to work for the people of the state. The Janata Dal United Supremo's remarks came days after he dumped the Mahagathbandhan and the INDIA bloc to form a new government with the support of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Hitting out at the opposition's grouping, which has vowed to take on the BJP at the centre in the upcoming Lok Sabha polls, he said that the alliance's name INDIA was christened even after his request to choose another one. I was urging them to choose another name for the alliance, but they had already finalized it. I was trying so hard, they did not do even one thing. Till today, they haven't decided which party will contest how many seats, Kumar told reporters. He said, then I left them and came back to who he was initially, and he will now stay with the NDA alliance forever and keep working for the people of Bihar.
हम तो नाम भी कह रहे थे कुछ दूसरा उन लोगों को, अब वो अपना कर दिया था। हम तो बोल दिए थे कि नाम ठीक नहीं है, तो अपना कर दिया, तो हम कहे ठीक है। अब बाद में हालत देख न लिए, हमको कितना कोशिश कर रहे थे, एक काम करवे नहीं किया, एक काम नहीं कर रहा था। आज तक तय किया कि कौन पार्टी कितना लड़ेगी, कुछ नहीं। हम तो फिर छोड़ दिए कि भाई छोड़ो भाई, और छोड़ करके हम अपना आ गए। तो जिनके साथ हम पहले से थे उनके साथ आ गए, अब सब दिन हम इधरे रहेंगे। हम आप सोच लीजिए, खाली बिहार के विकास के काम में लगे रहते हैं, लगे रहेंगे सबके हित में, और आप लोगों का भी नमन करते हैं।
In what could be called the biggest news of this week, Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman presented the interim budget for the year 2024-2025 this week. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman announced no change in the existing tax regime, both direct and indirect. For taxpayers, there will be no relief as income tax rates and slabs remain the same in the interim budget that Nirmala Sitharaman presented ahead of the Lok Sabha elections 2024. I propose to retain the same tax rates for direct and indirect taxes, including import duties, the Finance Minister said. Tax benefits for startups will be extended to March 31st, 2025. Stating that over the last 10 years, the direct tax collections have more than trebled and the return fillers swelled to 2.4 times, Sitharaman assured the taxpayers that their contributions have been used wisely for the development of the country and welfare of its people. She also informed that the government has reduced and rationalized tax rates. Under a new tax scheme, she said there is now no tax liability for taxpayers with income up to Rs 7 lakh, up from 2.2 lakh in the financial year 2013 to 14. The threshold for presumptive taxation for retail businesses was increased from Rs 2 crore to 3 crores. Similarly, the threshold for professionals eligible for presumptive taxation was increased from 50 lakh to 75 lakh. Corporate tax rate was decreased from 30% to 22% for existing domestic companies and to 15% for certain new manufacturing companies, Sitharaman added. Applauding the progressive budget presented by Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that the interim budget has given the guarantee of a Viksit Bharat by 2047. PM Modi said this interim budget is inclusive and innovative and has confidence and continuity. PM said the budget has a reflection of the young aspirations of a young India. He also said that the budget stresses on empowerment of the poor and the middle class and creating of new employment opportunities for them. He also said that the income tax remission scheme will provide relief to 1 crore people from the middle class. Modi further said that his government aimed to have 3 crore Lakhpati Didis now. ASHA and Anganwadi workers will also get the benefit of the Ayushman Bharat scheme, he added.
वंदे भारत स्टैंडर्ड की 40,000 आधुनिक बोगियां बनाकर उन्हें सामान्य यात्री ट्रेनों में लगाने का ऐलान किया गया है। इससे देश के अलग अलग रेल रूट पर करोड़ों यात्रियों में आरामदायक यात्रा का अनुभव बढ़ेगा। साथियों, हम एक बड़ा लक्ष्य तय करते हैं, उसे प्राप्त करते हैं और फिर उससे भी बड़ा लक्ष्य अपने लिए तय करते हैं। गरीबों के लिए हमने गांवों और शहरों में 4 करोड़ से अधिक घर बनाए। अब हमने 2 करोड़ और नए घर बनाने का लक्ष्य रखा है। हमने 2 करोड़ महिलाओं को लखपति दीदी बनाने का लक्ष्य रखा था। अब इस लक्ष्य को बढ़ाकर 3 करोड़।
Former Jharkhand Chief Minister and JMM Executive President Hemant Soren was produced in the PMLA court from the Enforcement Directorate office in Ranchi. Soren was arrested by the ED in a money laundering case related to the alleged land scam. The former Chief Minister alleged that the ED tried to tarnish his image by conducting raids at his Delhi residence. A day after Soren's arrest, the Jharkhand Chief Minister Soren released a video message in which Soren claimed that he was not linked to the money laundering case in which he was arrested. The ED has reportedly demanded 10 days remand of former Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren, but the order has been reserved. Next hearing is to take place. Soren was brought to the PMLA court from the ED office in Ranchi. Hemant Soren then moved the Supreme Court against his arrest, but the Supreme Court dismissed the former Jharkhand Chief Minister petition challenging his arrest by the Enforcement Directorate on money laundering charges. We are informed that the petitioner has already preferred a writ petition before the Jharkhand High Court, which is still pending. It will also be open to him to ask for expeditious listing and disposal of the case, the Supreme Court said. The court then extended his custody to 5 days after the Supreme Court dismissed his petition. In his petition, Hemant Soren contended before the Supreme Court that the agency had abused its power and acted in a malified manner to destabilize a democratically elected state government. And after the turmoil in the state and arrest of ex-Chief Minister Hemant Soren, JMM Vice President Champai Soren took oath as the Chief Minister of Jharkhand at Raj Bhavan in Ranchi. This came 2 days after Hemant Soren's resignation as the Chief Minister and his arrest by the ED. Along with Champai, Congress's Alamgir Alam and RJD Satyanand Bhokla also took oath as cabinet ministers. Later, the new Chief Minister and newly sworn-in ministers met the Governor, C.P. Radhakrishnan. The leaders of the ruling alliance in the state also met the Governor.
मैं चंपाई सोरेन ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूं कि मैं विधि द्वारा स्थापित भारत के संविधान के प्रति सच्ची श्रद्धा और निष्ठा रखूंगा। मैं भारत की प्रभुता एवं अखंडता अक्षुण्ण रखूंगा। मैं झारखंड राज्य के मुख्यमंत्री के रूप में मैंने कर्तव्य एवं श्रद्धापूर्वक और शुद्ध अंतःकरण से निर्वहन करूंगा तथा मैं या पक्षपात अनुराग या देश के बिना सभी प्रकार के लोगों के प्रति संविधान और विधि के अनुसार न्याय करूंगा।
मैं सत्यानंद भोक्ता ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूं कि मैं विधि द्वारा स्थापित भारत के संविधान के प्रति सच्ची श्रद्धा और निष्ठा रखूंगा। मैं भारत की प्रभुता एवं अखंडता अक्षुण्ण रखूंगा। मैं झारखंड राज्य के मंत्री के रूप में अपने कर्तव्यों का श्रद्धापूर्वक और शुद्ध अंतःकरण से निर्वहन करूंगा तथा मैं भय या पक्षपात, अनुराग या द्वेष के बिना।
The Election Commission of India on Monday announced that 56 seats for the Rajya Sabha from 15 states will go to polls on February 27th. The states are Uttar Pradesh 10 seats, Maharashtra 6, Bihar 6, West Bengal 5, Madhya Pradesh 5, Gujarat 4, Karnataka 4, Andhra Pradesh 3, Telangana 3, Rajasthan 3, Odisha 3, Uttarakhand 1, Chhattisgarh, Haryana and Himachal Pradesh 1. According to the Election Commission's letter, nominations will start from February 8th. Voting will take place on February 27th and the votes will be counted on the same day. The term of office for 50 Rajya Sabha members from 13 states is set to conclude on April 2nd, while the remaining 6 members from 2 states are due to retire on April 3rd. The term of office for a member of the Rajya Sabha is 6 years. 1/3 of the members of the Rajya Sabha, a permanent body, retire every 2 years, ensuring continuity in the functioning of the House. And now in some historic feat for the state of Nagaland, the Namola Bridge, or the Hamilton Bridge as the locals call it, which connects Mons district's Tizit subdivision with the Sam Charaideo district, which was constructed during the British era, is finally being dismantled and the new bridge is going to be constructed after 82 years. The Namola Bridge is an important bridge for the citizens of Mon and Charaideo and is the lifeline for the people of both these districts, and the bridge has seen its own shares of distress in its 82-year lifespan. One thing that could be questioned is what the local leaders, NGO and the government administration has been doing for the past 82 years. But the more fortunate thing is that today the aspirations of the people have finally been heard, and it was all due to the efforts of Tizit's SDO Civil, Tumben Sanglao, who took the initiative and filed a proposal report and submitted it to the National Highways and Infrastructure Development Corporation Limited with regard to constructing the bridge. Surprisingly, according to SDO Tumben, the said proposal was approved within just 4 days. Further, the SDO stated that the expected time of completion of the Namola Bridge was 4 months and that the administration would do all it can to make the bridge functional before the start of monsoon season. For the public, would you call it just luck or pure grit and determination? That's your call. In some more state news, former Director General of Police of Nagaland, T. John Longwa, was appointed the Election Commissioner of Nagaland. Additional Secretary to the Government of Nagaland, T. Nchumbemo Audio, issued an official notification stating that Longwa, retired DGP of Nagaland, has been appointed the state's Election Commissioner. The position is for a period of 5 years or till he attains the age of 65 years or until further orders, whichever is earlier, the government said. His position comes into effect from the date of assuming charge, the notification stated. After facing a gigantic setback as Nitish Kumar quit the INDIA bloc and returned to the NDA fold, the week was not all that bad for the INDIA bloc. Aam Aadmi Party national convener and Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal announced that his party, Aam Aadmi Party, would contest the upcoming general elections in Haryana as a part of the INDIA alliance. Addressing a rally in Haryana's Jin town, the AP national convener said that the party will, however, fight the polls alone in the ensuing assembly elections in the state. Asking the people to bring the party to power, the Delhi CM said that AAP will provide round-the-clock power supply, quality education and health services like Delhi and Punjab.
लोगों के साथ मिलके अब हरियाणा को ठीक करेंगे, हरियाणा को नंबर 1 राज्य बनाएंगे पूरे देश का। अभी लोकसभा के चुनाव आ रहे हैं। लोकसभा के चुनाव में आप सब लोग जानते हैं किस तरह से इंडिया गठबंधन बना है। इंडिया गठबंधन में जो भी हमारा वो होगा, उनके साथ सहमति होगी, उसके हिसाब से हम चुनाव लड़ेंगे। विधानसभा चुनाव 90 के 90 सीटों के ऊपर आम आदमी पार्टी अकेले लड़ेगी। विधानसभा चुनाव सरकार बनाने के लिए लड़ेंगे। अब ये नहीं है, तो बड़ा दुख होता है, इधर भी आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार, इधर भी आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार, तो बीच वालों ने क्या कसूर करा? आपके हाथ में है, बटन दबा के इस बार हरियाणा में भी आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार बनाना। अक्टूबर में चुनाव है, अक्टूबर के चुनाव में 90 की 90 सीटों के ऊपर आम आदमी पार्टी चुनाव लड़ेगी और आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार बनेगी, ऐसा मुझे पूरा विश्वास है। आप लोगों का आशीर्वाद है। जब दिल्ली सुधर रही है, पंजाब सुधर रहा है, तो हरियाणा का तो मैं बेटा हूं, हरियाणा का भी तो उद्धार होना चाहिए।
The Reserve Bank of India on Wednesday ordered Paytm Payments Bank to stop accepting fresh deposits in its accounts or popular wallets after February 29th, 2024. The RBI explicitly forbids the bank from carrying out fresh deposits, credit transactions, fund transfers, including unified payment interface and top-ups. According to Yogesh Dayal, Chief General Manager at the Central Bank, a press release clarified that no additional deposits or credit transactions will be allowed in customer accounts, prepaid instruments, wallets, fast tags, NCMC cards, etc., except for interest, cashbacks or refunds that might be credited later. Withdrawal or utilization of balances by its customers from their accounts, including saving bank accounts, current accounts, prepaid instruments, fast tags, national common mobility cards, etc., are to be permitted without any restrictions up to their available balance. The statement added. Paytm Payments Bank, which is part of one of India's largest payment firms, Paytm, was told by the regulator that it will not be able to take fresh deposits, facilitate credit transactions or offer fund transfers, including Unified Payment Interface Facility, after February 29th. No further deposits or credit transactions or top-ups shall be allowed in any customer accounts, prepaid instruments, wallet, fastags, NCMC cards, etc. after February 29, 2024, other than any interest, cashbacks or refunds which may be credited any time. Yogesh Dayal, Chief General Manager with the Central Bank, said in a press statement, in March 2022, the RBI directed Paytm Payments Bank to stop adding new customers. Despite a comprehensive system audit report and compliance validation by external auditors, the RBI found persistent non-compliances and significant supervisory concerns within the bank. Without disclosing specific details, the Central Bank mentioned the need for additional supervisory measures. The regulatory action against Paytm Payments Bank was taken under Section 35A of the Banking Regulation Act 1949. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Nyaya Yatra Assam leg came to an end and the Yatra entered West Bengal this week. But in some unfortunate news, Rahul Gandhi's car was reportedly attacked in Malda, West Bengal. According to party leader Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, stones were pelted at the car in which he was travelling as part of the Bharat Jodo Nyaya Yatra. He said that there was massive crowds at Malda, which might have probably resulted in damage to the glass of the car. But police force is overlooking security. The rear window pane of the vehicle was reportedly smashed in the incident, but no injuries were reported in the incident. NSCN GPRN General retired Nikki Sumi, while speaking to the media this week, said that the centre's recent move to scrap the free movement regime along the Indo-Myanmar border should be opposed by the Nagas and that the Naga should not allow this to happen. He said that when it comes to the topic of fencing the borders, all the Naga public political parties, factions should all voice out together against it, and that the decision to fence the border should be taken by the Nagas themselves. He further stated that if all Nagas are united in this front, no one could go against it. He stated that the population of Nagas on both sides of the borders is of a sizable population and that the topic of fencing the border should be done only after consulting the Nagas, and the centre's intention to divide the land of the Nagas would not be acceptable to any Naga. When asked if the centre goes ahead with the fencing, what should be done, Nikki stated if they go ahead with the fencing, according to him, Nagas would not face any loss. The Eastern Naga National Government has taken the historic decision to merge with the NSCN, giving the reason that they have good faith upon the NSCN GPRN and its leadership. In approaching the NSCN for merger, the NG President Tosham Mosang and General Secretary Somai Pongha stated that they sincerely support the framework agreement of 3rd August 2015 signed on the basis of giving recognition to the sovereign right of Nagalim, said a press statement received here. They expressed their desire to strengthen the Indo-Naga political talks based on framework agreement. With this merger, they will believe it will motivate the people of Tirap, Changlang and Longding in Arunachal and allow them to get more involved and active towards the Naga national movement. They are particularly concerned for the political situation in the Pangmi region in TCL, which they want to strengthen with the merger with NSCN. They expressed their desire to handle Pangmi region issue with a sense of urgency, as any negligence would amount to the highest failure for the Naga nation. Further, the NG leaders showed deep concern for the issue of Naga integration, as the present Nagas are divided by artificial boundaries. They pointed out that integration of all Naga areas and the Nagas, wherever they must be given top priority. Further news regarding the free movement regime, as the Indian government announced to fence the Indo-Myanmar border and to end the free movement regime existing at the border, Chief Ang of Longwa village, Tonye Phawang, expressed his dismay over the centre's recent move. In a press statement received here from the Ang of Longwa village, the chief said that Longwa was an international border, and even if the village fell on different sides of border, Longwa citizens come under one administration, one church and one Ang. Due to the existence of the free movement regime, people could freely move around the border without any difficulty, the press release stated. The press release further stated from the Chief Ang further stated that the recent call to end FMR would complicate and spoil the socio-cultural fabric, and that the centuries-old existence of land and families living in the area would further be disintegrated. The Chief Ang, Tonye Phawang, further urged Nagaland Chief Minister Nefurio and his government to oppose the scrapping of the free movement regime. The two football teams from Wokha district who were suspended after their supporters clashed following a game on Saturday have reconciled. A clash broke out between supporters of England Range Sports Association and Nero Range Sports Association during the 13th Lotha Football Championship at Wokha Public Ground. They were suspended from the tournament for a period of 1 year. Nonetheless, both the teams, management and players made up on Monday, January 29th. The two sides exchanged flowers before the start of the last quarterfinals match of the tournament in Wokha then. Earlier, violence had broken out when some supporters entered the pitch, leading to retaliatory reactions by supporters of the opposing team. Several individuals were also injured during the incident. In response to the incident, the Wokha District Football Association announced the suspension of both the teams effective from January 27, 2024 for a duration of 1 year. And lastly, India's apex court, the Supreme Court, celebrated its Diamond Jubilee 75 years this week on the 28th of January. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, while addressing the Diamond Jubilee celebrations of the Supreme Court of India, said that today the eyes of the whole world are on India and the world's trust in India is increasing. Today, it is important for India to take advantages of every opportunity. Indian citizens are entitled to easy access to justice, and the Supreme Court acts as the primary channel for this. Further, the PM added that he was aware of the problems that are being faced at the current Supreme Court building. The government approved an amount of Rs 800 crore for the expansion of the Supreme Court building complex, he said.
फिजिकल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को सुधारने के लिए भी प्रतिबद्ध है। 2014 के बाद से इसके लिए 7,000 करोड़ रुपए से ज्यादा राशि वितरित की जा चुकी है। मैं वर्तमान सुप्रीम कोर्ट बिल्डिंग में आप सभी को आ रही दिक्कतों से भी अवगत हूं। पिछले सप्ताह ही सरकार ने सुप्रीम कोर्ट बिल्डिंग कॉम्प्लेक्स के विस्तार के लिए 800 करोड़ रुपए की धनराशि स्वीकृत की है।
And those were the top stories of this week. See you next time. Goodbye.